last video about the neck construction, I talked about the different kinds of necks, the different kind of peg heads, the different kinds of the way they construct them, whether they're gluing multiple pieces together or using one piece, or the different construction methods. So anyways, what I want to do today is go ahead and show you how I normally construct necks for my guitars. Stuff like this, 6 in a line with like 3 to 5 pieces. Now this is, a 5-piece with 2 pieces of 1/4 inch walnut, and this is same thing, 1/4 inch walnut, 3 pieces of maple. But I got a neck over there. I'll grab it in a minute. That's a 3-piece neck, basically this, but it don't got the walnut stripes in. This is a angled neck with a rosewood fretboard, and it is a 3-piece neck. I don't know if you can see the glue lines on that, and it's got a veneer on the peg head. But this is basically the kind of necks that I make, either this or with the walnut or mahogany stringers on the back side. So today we're going to be constructing a neck that looks like this. It's going to be a 3-piece neck, 3 pieces of maple glued together. It's going to have an angle on a peg head, but it's going to have like a 15-degree angle, but it's going to be this peg head design. Because I got 2 guitars, I got a couple guitars I'm building that I'm getting finished up for a couple guys, and 2 of them get this one, this peg head design. It's a, one will get this one and then one gets this one, but it's reversed. But this is basically the kind of necks we're going to make, and I'm going to show you how I go about getting these glued up and then getting them cut out, and basically how I build a neck from scratch. The neck we are going to be building today is going to be a 3-piece neck. Now, 3 pieces. This wood is 3/4 of an inch, a little bit thicker, but about 3/4 of an inch, and it's 30 inches long. I'll get 2 necks out of this, 2 angled necks, and then I'll have a chunk in the center that'll be, about like that. And I'm going to try to take that piece and also get enough to make a neck out of it. And that's going to be a little bit of an experiment just to see if I can get 3 necks out of this. And if I could, that'd be awesome. There'd be a lot less waste on this deal. So 3/4 thick, 30 inches long, and these are 2, I think they're like 2.5 inches wide in that area, maybe 3 inches wide. And what I've done is I went through, and if you look at the end grain, you probably can't see it. Maybe you can. But I went through and basically looked at the end grain and figured out how I wanted the pieces to go by what the end grain is reading. So, I'm trying to keep them. I don't want all the end grain going one way or the other. I want to kind of line it up to where it's going to be the strongest and less likely to bow. After I found which way I wanted my boards to be glued together, I went ahead up on top and marked them 1, 2, 3, and then put arrows. That way, in the process of me gluing them, I wouldn't get them mixed up. I'd know which was going where. Okay. Then I went ahead and got my clamps in the ballpark of where they need to be, so I can slide them on. I can start clamping. So now it's just gluing these bad boys together. I'll just lay this down like that. Lay that like that. Put glue on this side, put glue on this side, and then put glue on both sides of this. That's how we're going to do it. Okay, so I got all my glue on there, and now we got it glued. We can start throwing clamps on it. And what we're going to do, put a clamp down here, and we're going to make sure that it's level down on this side, over here, and make sure the top's level. That's important. We want to keep this top as level as possible. And now this thing is basically ready. Just let it sit overnight, or let it sit, a couple hours. I'll probably let it sit overnight. Come back in the morning and be ready to start cutting out, drawing our design on cutting out. But first of all, I'm going to come through with a paper towel and get the rest of this wet glue cleaned up. Because if I don't clean this up, then it's going to be a problem in the morning, and I'm going to have trouble taking it off. So I'm going to get it cleaned up now as best I can. That way in the morning, there's a lot less work has to be done to get these ready to go. So we got our neck blank that we glued up, and it's all dried. I let it cure for overnight, about 24 hours or so. Took all the clamps off of it. And now what we're going to do is up on the top here and on the ends, it's a little bit uneven. Take a look at that real quick. And then up on the top. It ain't real bad. And on the bottom. So what we're going to do with that is we're going to take this over to my chop saw, and we're going to cut, a 1/16 off each side, make them smooth, and then come back through and run the top and the bottom either through a planer or on the table saw and get it smooth on both sides. That way we've got a smooth surface all the way around. So another way we can achieve an angled peg head without gluing 3 pieces together is to take a piece of 3/4 maple like this, and then this is like probably like 22 inches long. Then take 3 separate pieces, cut them at like 9.5, 10 inches, and we're going to take these 3 here and glue them together like that. And then we're going to glue that to the back of this piece here, and it'll end up looking like this. And then we can come back through. At this point would be where your nut would be, and then you draw your angle from this point down across here at whatever angle you wanted, 10 degrees, 15 degrees, 20 degrees, whatever you wanted to put on there. Usually you're like 15, 17 degrees is what they go for. Now you just come back through the bandsaw and cut it out, and now you got an angled peg with a neck, and there's not near as much waste on this one. The only problem with this is, not really a problem, but you do got a bunch of glue lines you got to cover up. You have, where these 3 are together, you'll have glue lines across the front of the peg head, across the back of the peg head, and then on the side itself as it goes down. So, you got to go ahead and cover that. If you're going to paint it, then it's fine. But if you're going to leave it natural, then you got to put a veneer on the front, something on the sides to cover them glue marks, and then on the back to cover that too. So I took my neck blank through, and I took the ends and cut them in the chop saw. Then on the front and the back, I put them through the table saw. And now we got a chunk of wood here that is completely square all the way around. On this block of wood, we can get 2 necks out of this. We'll get 2 angled necks out of this. Now there'll be a chunk in the center that is basically waste, but I think if I go ahead and plane that down, I think it's going to be thick enough to where I can do like a scarf joint and do a peg head like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down from the top 3/4 of an inch, and we're going to mark out across here, and we'll do it from the other side too. And then we'll come back through with a roller and basically just make 2 straight lines on it. So I don't know if these lines are going to show up on the camera, so I don't know if anyone's going to see that or not. But I got 2 lines that are running 3/4 of an inch, the whole length of this block. And now we're going to go ahead and put our angled part on. Now, we're going to need like 8.5 to 8 3/4 inches. So I'm going to come back here, mark it at 8 3/4, and take this angle gauge, basically put it at 15 degrees. And that's going to be basically the bottom of the neck. We'll cut it in the bandsaw like this, hit this point, and angle it back like that. And then we'll come back through and measure probably like 5/8 of an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch, probably 5/8. And mark that again up to there, and then you'll cut that. That'll be the top of the peg head. So we got our necks off the bandsaw. And now what we're going to do is we're going to draw a center line down the center of these necks and down the center of the peg head. And then we're going to take it over to our router table, and we're going to go ahead and route truss rod channels into the necks. The truss rod channels are routed into both necks. And this is the type of truss rod we're going to be using, the dual action, like that, goes in like that. So now, the next thing we've got to do is our width of the nut and our width at the 22nd fret. We'll figure that out, get lines drawn for that, and then come back with a peg head template like this. This is the design that both these necks are getting. And what we'll do is, we got to add wings onto it. We'll have to add the pieces onto the side here to get a little bit wider. And that will go on something like that. And we'll put a veneer over top of this to cover up our glue marks there. And it'll be basically ready to cut out the peg head shape and cut out the neck shape. And from there, it's basically get a fretboard on it and start profiling the back.